is an unrehearsed program. The views expressed are those of the guests and not necessarily those of the producer. Today's topic:
Why do Indians leave India in Passion for Truth award-winning program?
Welcome to another edition of Passion for Truth. Last year, 27,000 Indians were issued family-sponsored visas to emigrate to the United States. The rapid growth of the Indian community raises two questions. Why do Indians leave India to come to US? And is India losing its brain drain? Let's ask our panelists, Dr. Abul Hassan Ansari, a researcher on the historical perspectives of Indian events impacting on Muslims in India and abroad. He just returned from a long visit to India recently. Fred Peterson, counter-terrorism defense and defense advisor, senior fellow at the U.S. Freedom Foundation and congressional fellow. Kaun Singh Dhillon, managing partner, Regent Company, former senatorial aide. Dr. Walter Laundrie, a former State Department official who was also a member of the U.S. delegation that negotiated the Geneva Convention on Human Rights.
American Convention.
And he also is a founder of Think Tank for National Self-Determination. He's writing a book on emerging nations without a state. And Dr. Ashok Thakur, pediatrician and analyst from Northern Virginia, who does a lot of volunteer work and has great insights on the third world politics. Welcome you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Starting with you, Dr. Ansari, do you think it is the politics and strange reservation policy that prompts the students to come to U.S.?
I don't think that's the case. If you look into it, the Indians came here in masses in late 60s and early 70s. Then they became citizens. Now they are sponsoring their own friends, the relatives, immediate relatives. Indian traditionally have a large number of families, so if one person comes here, he may get here 10, 12, 15 people. So 27,000 by their standard is not a much number, although it's a very, very huge number. So these people who are coming now, they are more of the dependent rather than less skilled. Those who came in early 70s and late 60s, like myself, they were skilled people. And now the people who are coming, they are coming as a dependent, not as the other one. So I don't think there is anything politics here.
Fred, even when these people have well-established careers, they get frustrated with the way the government runs certain institutions. For example, there are special seats for the lower caste people. Then there are 2 seats in every government-run medical college in Maharashtra, reserved for people from Jammu and Kashmir and other troubled states. These are some of the things that frustrate the well-meaning and educated people.
All people, whether Indian or American, South American, African, or Oriental people, all people have a fundamental human urge to seek betterment and to enhance their own position. And I would say that people vote with their feet, and people vote with their feet by going to where they think they will enhance the position of both themselves and their family. And that unfortunately drains some of the best from the contributing states from whence they come, and it is a significant asset to those states where they go, because it is often a filtered immigration to those who have actually had the gumption, the get up and go, to get up and go. And in a sense, those are people that you would first seek to have to enhance a state, and those to which the contributing states can least afford to lose.
I don't think it's that simple, Mrs. Chawla. If you look into it, I give my own example. There are literally hundreds and thousands of examples like me. I was willing to work for 400 rupees in a month. That is what I was paid as a doctor. And there is also, after they were demanding the bribe, unless I give the bribe, I can't get a post, but thank God that I did get a job. People are coming here for one reason: better economy and better life. Has nothing to do with 2% Jammu Kashmir, nothing to do with our reserved seat for the backward classes. Those people who have been suppressed, left behind by the state, I think if they are giving them some, some extra seat, reserved seat, this should have been a long time ago.
Okay,
that is not the factor.
Let me have Kaun Singh on this. None of the secular countries in the world have reservations based on religion, caste, or special laws for Muslims. India is perhaps only state which gives special privileges to Muslims, separate Muslim laws, separate discounts on religious travels for Muslims, etc.
That is not true. But anyway, go ahead. Anybody else wants to answer this question?
Well, as far as that's concerned, there may or may not be truth to that. But one thing that there is definitely the factor of that you have countries that, especially countries such as India and Pakistan, which were created, which are early. You know, they're very early in their development, even now. And when you look at it and the separation that took place and the manner which took place, it wasn't by any means a walk in the park. Therefore, you don't expect, I mean, it's not a surprise to me that they have that separation, by any means. The issue, though, is how do you rectify that now? And I think that that's going to be a much further, longer range battle, to be honest.
Walter, what do you think? I mean, in India, India losing so many physicians. They are trained in India. They come here. Many have won a Nobel Prize. Many have contributed enormously to the U.S. civilization. You think India is a loser here?
Well, first of all, I'd like to comment on your statement that 27,000 came last year from India. I think each country has a quota of around 20,000. So India being the second largest country in the world in population, that's a very, very small amount coming to the United States relative to what other countries bring to the United States. So that was the first point I'd like to make. But then as to whether or not these Indian physicians trained in India, I welcome them coming here because they do contribute to the United States quite a bit. And Indians have been marvelous citizens. We don't have enough of them in the United States. But I think if we gave a little more support, more would come. But it's a very small number. It's not a large number, as you described it initially in the program.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, when you're looking at a country that is over 1.1 billion people, and you're looking at a country that has in 2/3 of its population under the age of 25, you're looking at a country that in itself is the second, is actually number 4, is ranked number 4 by The Economist in purchasing power in respect of where it stands. India has the resources. It has resources for the long run. And to be honest, I think that allowing their citizens to come here, work here, and then possibly come back, there's a growing percentage that are now going back home.
But Ashok, do you think India is losing because these brilliant people could be serving their birth country if the conditions were better in India, if the government did something, created a better work climate for them?
That would be a big difference. And that would not be a wrong thing to come and learn something new and better and then go back home. I will give my example. I stood first in my university, in Gujarat University in 1960 in BSc. And then I get a Government of India scholarship to go to Russia to study medicine. After I finished my medicine, I went back to India and I wanted a job. I was given a job of 460 rupees after half 6 months struggle with the department of BJ Medical College. And then I wanted to start a permanent medical, prepaid medical health care program similar to the American one, Permanent Medical Group. And I published a news interview, and the first person to respond to that, my interview was the American Peace Corps. American Peace Corps came and asked me, I went to see them in Bombay, and they asked me how, I was getting 460 rupees a month salary, and they asked me how much money you need to start this program. I looked at the ceiling and I said 5,000 rupees, $5,000. Everybody gave big laughter. That's right. $5,000 you cannot work for a month. We will invest $20 million in your project if you become one of the directors. And that was the beginning of my experience with Americans.
Okay, what about?
I would give one small one-word answer to why people come here. The key word is opportunity. Opportunity and the freedom to do what you want to do.
Okay,
I'd like